Here we go.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world. Good evening, everyone. Happy Holy Days. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas, and welcome to the Wednesday night penultimate edition of this year's Awakening World. And we are going to have a very powerful show tonight. I had originally planned on kind of reviewing the past year and showing some videos and doing some projection of the future, and we're still going to do that. But we very spontaneously have added several wonderful guests to talk about an incredible video that's been kind of emerged in our awakening world. And so it's going to be a very participatory evening tonight. We want to hear from you. So light up the chat box. Let us know. Start off by letting us know, how were your holy days? How was your holiday season? Where are you all geographically? I also want to welcome all the people watching on Facebook. Thank you, John and Summer Raymer, for putting us out to as many as 150 Facebook groups and pages. Welcome. And you all can come on into the Zoom room by joining the Global Peace Tribe. It's easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and register for the new season. And you'll get the Zoom room links for all of our shows for the next, well, all through the next 3 months of 2024. Because we have a new year about to begin. So we always start with music. All of the people in our Zoom room know that because those are our regular friends and fans and our house musical artist, my beloved brother. Turning it over to you, Amashar.
Namaste and welcome everybody. What a beautiful night. I hope you had a lovely whatever you did was it yesterday or the day before? It seems so long ago.
2 days already, yeah.
And that was 2 days, holy smoke. And belated happy birthday, Scott. I know no one else ever wished you a happy birthday, so there it is. At least you got one person loving you. And sorry, British humor is kicking in now. So here we go. What more can I be than what I am? Though it's taken some time to clear these clouds from my eyes. So open your heart and dance along. I'm thinking it's time to stop that same old song. I've come alive, so hear me now. I am in love with the world around me, and I will hold her in my arms and lift her with my dreaming. La da da da. I lift her with my dreaming. La da da da. I lift her with my dreaming. Ba da da da. So don't try to hold me to what I was. I've traveled through time to see this day arise. The love that I am is here for you. So open the door and let the sun shine in. I've come alive, so hear me now. I am in love with the world around me, and I will hold her in my arms and lift her with my dreaming. Ba-da-da-da. I lift her with my dreaming. Ba-da-da-da. I lift her with my dreaming. Ba-da-da-da. So open the door and let the sun shine in. I've come alive, so hear me now. I am in love with the world around me, and I will hold her in my arms and lift her with my dreaming. La-da-da-da. And lift her with my dreaming. La-da-da-da. And lift her with my dreaming. Ba-da-da-da. What more can I be than what I am?
Thank you so much, beloved Omar Shar. And I want people to be reassured I actually received a lot of birthday greetings. I was not lacking in birthday greetings.
Yes, I have to watch my. I got. We had such a wonderful pre-organization meeting for this show. I got a little high, and I get a bit British in that highness.
Right.
Highness.
I'll just call you Your Highness.
That's right. And anyway, that's a throwback. Love you, Scott. See you in a bit.
All right, see you soon. So in a moment, I'm going to turn it over to a new friend. I just met her a few minutes ago. Her name is Mary, and she's from the Tiuna Foundation. And she and her colleague Anna and Ayada. Ayada, by the way, I want to thank Ayada. I'm going to put you on camera for a moment. She is who we've been corresponding this week about this video you're all about to watch. Some of you have probably already seen it before. So let's all twinkle Ayada. She brought on her friends, Mary and Anna, and they're going to tell us a little bit about this video before we watch it, and I guess lead a meditation to help us prepare for it. So it's my pleasure to turn it over to you, Mary. Welcome to the Awakening World.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. And yes, thank you, Ayata, for bringing us all together. And I'm grateful for for Anna to be here as well. Grateful that she could make it. And she'll later share a story that's just a conversation that she had with one of the mamos that we work with earlier today. You know, I wanted to put us in the space of where we might be if we were Tayuna. So with the child's mind, Tayuna means the thinker of clear thoughts. And it was actually a spiritual father in the tradition. The Sierra Nevada has 4 families. And Tayuna is actually also a city called the Lost City. It's not really called the Lost City, but it's a very important sacred site to the people that we work with. And so I think what I'd like to do first is say that when we meet in communion, we often enter sacred space. So before we start this meditation, and I'm just sort of going right there. So I'm not doing a lot of talking before we start, and maybe after the video will be the time for us to deepen into the conversation. But we would always make a clockwise turn. So I'm gonna actually ask you if you wouldn't mind getting up out of your seat again and just making a clockwise turn to just make a physical connection to that entering sacred space concept. And then we just sit back down again. Thank you. So within the cultures that I work with, we only meditate outside, or sometimes we'll meditate in the Kankora, which is the temple. For all the families, the 4 families that we work with, the Kankora is the temple. It's like a little kind of teepee-ish site, I guess. It was what would be the closest in North America that we would have to that concept, but not as tall, with a fire in the middle and a dirt floor. And so other than that, we really only meditate outside. So what I'm going to do with you tonight is bring you into the present moment within yourself. And then we're going to send a bit of ourselves out into the world. The Tayuna say out into nature. The Tayuna say that when you are thinking about different things, when you have something that you're doing at work, or something that you're focusing on, or a relationship, or somewhere that you've just been, then you're really putting your energy out to that space. So first we're going to bring ourselves back here, and then we're going to take a little bit of ourselves out into what we call nature. We're nature, right? Everything is nature, but in North America, we tend to kind of separate it, which is one of our dilemmas, which is why this video might have hit people so hard. They might not feel 100% connected to, I don't know about within this group, but generally speaking, and speaking on a sense of a Western sensibility, then we can be kind of disconnected from nature. And in the traditional, like most of the first peoples, cultures, we connect with nature to connect to the creator. That's how we do it. We talk to a tree, or just look up at the sky, or so on. So anyway, we'll get started. I just wanted to give you the basic kind of idea. So if you would, close your eyes and just become aware of your breath. So you're not changing anything, not efforting, just noticing your body's involuntary system of breath. Is your breath deep? Is it shallow? Compassionately witnessing, no judgment at all. There is no right breath. There is your breath. Spend a moment simply breathing, or simply being aware of your breath, as we're always breathing. And very soon in this way, you'll become aware of your secondary system, involuntary system, your heartbeat. You might feel it as a pulsing. You might feel the blood moving throughout your body. You might simply hear, or you might imagine. And maybe with some people, it might help to put your finger on your pulse if you can do neither of those things. It's just to bring your awareness to your being. Into the symphony of our own breath and our heartbeats. We're going to add our thoughts. And they may be running right now. They may be sort of running like a train. And that is absolutely fine. And just noticing in the same way we are noticing and compassionately witnessing our breath. We're noticing and compassionately witnessing our thoughts. And just seeing what arises. And to all those pieces, to the breath, to the heartbeat, to the observing, the thoughts floating by like clouds in the sky. We're going to add the idea of bringing ourselves, and we might be already there, but bringing ourselves to this moment. So wherever we have energy out in the world, in our relationships, in our projects, in our ideas and our inspirations, I'm going to gather it. Sometimes it's nice to feel this spot between the bottom of your skull and the top of your cervical spine. What a lot of shamans call the occiput, and say that it's where your energy enters and leaves your body, is this spot. We can visualize looking at it if you're a visual person. You can visualize looking at the back of your head. It's as if you're looking at that spot at the back of your head. You could touch it, could rub it, which is what I'm doing right now with my eyes closed, just rubbing that spot, bringing myself all present, all here. A little more, because we have the breath, we have the heartbeat, we have our thoughts, and we have the physicality of our bodies. And as we've brought ourselves back to the present moment, or here to the present moment, our thoughts might be a little quieter. And we really set the intention that we are all here. We're all here together, our hearts connected on the call. And we're all physically in our chairs at the same time, or maybe lying down or standing up, however our bodies might be placed. But we're all present to this moment together. And then, as the people of the heart of the world, the families that we work with, one of the families that is so up right now for the film we're about to see, the Kogi, the warriors of the heart of the world, a 4-mile-high mountain from snowy peaks to the Caribbean Sea in what we call Colombia. In the heart of the world, as they do from inside, whenever they're inside, send a piece of themselves outside for meditation. So find a tree, place you're familiar with, or a rock, mountain. And another idea is to become that tree, that mountain, the waters. Perhaps you're near a river or in a river. Just find some place to settle where you can perhaps hear the leaves rustling in the trees. You can see the moonlight glistening on the water, depending where you are in the world, maybe the sunlight. And settle a piece of yourself, some of your thoughts in this place. And notice the multidimensionality of your being in this moment. You have your breath in your body, in the chair, and your heartbeat. You have your thoughts floating by like clouds. And you have your connection with the Creator through a rock, tree, a mountain, the earth herself. Your self-effulgent sun, maybe relating to the sun of this world, of this planet, however it's occurring for you. And feel the blood in your body moving as a body of water. That's all the bodies of water. Within the Kogaba culture, there's a different name and a different energy for each and every body of water. There are grandmother waters, mother waters, daughter waters, even male waters. And each body of water has a song. So I'm going to give everyone a moment that you might hear the rhythm of your blood in your body, that you might also hear a song from the waters. The song of the waters, flow of the breath, rhythm of the heartbeat. Perhaps you're leaning against a tree, or you've become a tree, and you can feel your roots sinking into the mother, sinking into Mother Earth. We are approximately 98% soil ourselves, our bodies. Our soil to the soil that the tree is rooted in, to your own roots, going deep into the earth. And perhaps at some point in the evening, we'll discuss pagamento, which is the sacred service. Really, it's the way of life, of communicating with nature that the Kogi do, that the other cultures of the mountain, the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, so-called, Gonawindua and Kogaba. A practice that they do called pagamento, a practice of forgiveness, a practice of love for the mother, for all the spiritual mothers and fathers, of all the plants and animals and energies, of the wind, of the waters, the fire, and the earth. We often send nourishment from ourselves, from this vast glory of our self-effulgent suns. We send some of that warmth to the mother. And so perhaps like a tree with its root system connecting to other root systems of other trees, connecting to mycelium, the mycelium in our own bodies can communicate with the soil. And through this network, through the trees, through the mycelium, in this moment, send the energy of gold from our hearts. One of the things that's not mentioned in the film we're about to see is exactly what the medicine of the mother is. And one of the main medicines of the mother is gold. And so a lot of it has been mined and taken for personal pleasure. Let's compassionately witness that that's been done. We're not here to judge. There is no punishment within the Kogava culture. But let's replace this gold etherically from our self-effulgent sun of our hearts into the neural network of the mother through the roots of the trees, through the mycelium. And imagine that this beautiful, warm light, nourishing and pure, is replacing the gold that was taken from the mother. That she is feeling a wash of grace, cleansing and healing, the energy of gold, so powerful in divination, with a song of its own. And as we watch this film tonight, let's remember that there's one moment for the culture honored in this film. There's ever only one moment. And in that moment is absolute possibility and absolute freedom. So as we gather that piece of us that has become a mountain or a tree or a rock, or part of a river, an ocean, a lake, a spring. So we gather that piece back to us and feel that connection through our blood to the water, through our hearts to the stars, to the sun, through the earth to our flesh, our bones, organs, and through the ethers, the air that we breathe and the rhythm that we breathe. Bless this joyous opportunity for us all to gather together in love for the mother, in love for each other, in love for all that is. When you're ready, you could open your eyes slowly.
Thank you very, very much, Mary. Thank you for that beautiful meditation.
Thank you.
And I'm going to just go right into playing this video. Again, everybody, I want to preface by saying it's very passionate and it is a perspective. I'm not presenting this as any kind of a secret holy truth. I think there are many, many truths in this big, vast world of ours. But it's a powerful video that has impacted many people. And then we're going to hear what Luciana and Anna and Mary and some of you might have to say about what it stirs within. So with no further ado, here we go. Oops. Hmm. I'm not sure why it's not playing. It started. I've got it downloaded. Well, now that's interesting. It doesn't happen too often. So I'm going to try again. And let's try this.
I am the mother. I am in the heart of the universe. Throughout all of time, I have never suffered from such heat or exhaustion. I have endured for the last 1,000 years. Since that time, my natural connection points, my rivers, reservoirs, and internal waterways across all continents have been obstructed and are full of pollution. I cannot cleanse or recuperate. In December of 2023, I will start to rise and move and turn, sending this message out to all my children around the world. The storms, the earthquakes, the hurricanes, and the rise of the ocean will come. If the governments, the sultans, the princes, presidents, and kings of the world do not listen and act, in 2 years' time, only 30% of the earth will remain. I am the mother. I have always endured despite arrows being put in my eyes and in my body. I am not seeking to defend myself. I remain calm. But now, I must recuperate. There are 2 ways for me to heal. The first, I could take the law of nature into my own hand. This way I will go in search of my medicine so I can cure my body, heal my energies, and all that I'm suffering from. There will be great changes upon the earth. You will feel me recovering. You will feel me move. I will not
Well, my dears, Scott's internet just lucked out, and so we are going to go back on. Here we are. Scott, let's have a look.
My internet went out for a few moments.
Yeah, the
Am I back
video
on?
froze completely and about 2 minutes ago, and then we need to start it about back a bit. Hmm. 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 Well, he'll be back. Maybe until such time as he is, Mary, would you like to come back on and help us for a little bit?
Help out. Would you want to, I think it would be great if Anna actually talked about the message that she got from Mamos and China, because it sort of encapsulates the whole idea of the video and the vibration of what's been going on in the culture. Would that be okay, Scott?
Yes, Scott's not here. He's having
Oh,
internet
sorry.
difficulties. He's disappeared. So, where is Anna? Is your camera on?
My camera's on.
There we go. Here we go. I'm going to bring you on screen with Mary. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the parts that we have seen of the film, the video, I think pretty much says, the message here. Hold on just 1 second. Sorry, we work with the interruptions as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So the message in the video pretty much is we've got to come together, and Mother Earth is asking for unity and to bring the solutions, that she needs in order to heal. And there are two ways that the film says that, there are two ways that she can heal. Either she does it herself, and you've seen that part, or she calls upon the indigenous communities that carry the word of taking care of Mother Earth and what needs to be done to heal her, and for them to go and find the medicine that she needs. Within that context, and it's either or, and I was given the task to talk with one of the Mamos that we work with. His name is Mamos Senshina. He's a member of the indigenous communities in Colombia and the Sierra Nevada, and ask him what his thoughts were about the message from this video, as it comes from, his own communities. He said to me that he's traveled long and far, and during the last 2 months in particular, he has been traveling all over Europe, bringing the message of Mother Earth. And it's a message that we've heard for many years already, that Mother Earth is deeply hurting. She's sick. She's sick at so many levels, and she's screaming for help. She is yelling to please, help her heal. And the answers, in order for that to happen, come from the modern world, us. But he is very distraught. He's very distraught because he's traveled many, many places, and this last 2 months is just one of many places that he's been taken to give the message, to have, to play his music, to heal the waters, and raise the consciousness that Mother Earth is a living organism and it needs help.
So Anna, I'm going to try and share it from a different source, the movie again. Okay, and is it Scott back again? He is.
Scott is back, but let's try it from Omashar, because clearly my internet connection is not strong. I'm traveling. Sorry.
All right, brother. Just give me a moment.
Let's go here, then we're here, and we are sharing, and exiting. Can you see that?
Yes,
Can you hear it?
yes.
I am the mother. I am in the heart of the universe. Throughout all of time, I have never suffered from such heat or exhaustion. I have endured for the last 1,000 years. Since that time, my natural connection points, my rivers, reservoirs, and internal waterways across all continents have been obstructed and are full of pollution. I cannot cleanse or recuperate. In December of 2023, I will start to rise and move and turn, sending this message out to all my children around the world. The storms, the earthquakes, the hurricanes, and the rise of the ocean will come. If the governments, the sultans, the princes, presidents, and kings of the world do not listen and act, in 2 years' time, only 30% of the earth will remain. I am the mother. I have always endured despite arrows being put in my eyes and in my body. I am not seeking to defend myself. I remain calm. But now, I must recuperate. There are 2 ways for me to heal. The first, I could take the law of nature into my own hands. This way I will go in search of my medicine so I can cure my body, heal my energies, and all that I'm suffering from. There will be great changes upon the earth. You will feel me recovering. You will feel me moving. I will not do this to cause harm to you. It will mean I am recuperating my body. Or the second way. All my children will make the healing happen for me, so I will not need to do it myself. I will put my older children in charge of my recovery. They will go and search for my medicines, for my cure, so I can be healed and recuperate with their help. You, my children, must all be united and deliver what is needed for your older brothers so they can do the healing where I have been injured by you, my younger ones. Each one of the rulers of the world, of the governments of the world, must say, yes, mother, I will stand with you. I will give my help to where you have been injured. I, your mother, have given you everything. When these changes start to happen, we will see whether you listen and act, or whether I myself will have to do what I must to recover the balance on Earth. If in just 6 months from now, by June 2024, you say, yes, we will provide what is needed, then my oldest children will be able to help cure my body. If this message is ignored, I will take the law of nature into my own hands, 1.5 years from that date. This is the message that the Mother has given, she who is in the heart of the world.
She researched the Tomb of Mary in Pakistan. She said it's real. It's there.
Hang on.
I'm going to bring Mary and Luciana back up. And this is Luciana. Welcome, Luciana. Thank you for being with us. And also another friend of Ayada's. And I guess I'd like to ask Mary or Anna first, what do you know about who's created this video? What do we know about that? Do we have any idea?
Do you, Anna? I have no idea. Like we just found out about this a couple days ago. Do you, Anna?
No, I do not know. And we're trying to find out through our own contacts as well. Some of the mamos that we work with. But the message is I mean, this is a message that, they've been delivering for many years now.
Luciana, you probably know, huh? Don't you?
Actually, this video was shared with me some days ago, and I do not know who has created this, but I was linked to their website. This is created by The Fountain, and we can share the website here for who wants to investigate a little bit. And I feel that perhaps I think that's the most relevant question we should be asking ourselves, really, because it's very difficult to speak on behalf of an entire nation. I think that's a delicate word to use, or authority to ascribe to oneself, because no individual mamo can represent the entire Sierra Nevada. And as a matter of fact, there are no mamos shown in this video.
Right. Right.
And nobody signs it. And I live in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. I stayed here because I apprenticed with a mamo elder who invited me to stay on. And the teachings that I received here in living with these people, actually living here and being guardian of a reserve in the mountain with them, is that anything that is shared with the world about the Sierra Nevada needs to be shared with the Kogi organization, with the indigenous organization, out of respect and out of really taking individual consultations into a collective consultation. They have their own elders council, and a lot of times this step is overridden, and individual messages from the Sierra are put out, and that's wonderful. I think freedom of speech is a right, but I think that what weakens this video is the fact that we're not shown who's speaking, and it shows itself as being the word of the Sierra, and I feel that may be a long stretch. It'd be interesting to find the people from the fountain and invite them into a meeting and into knowing more about who they are and what mamos they're working with, and understand a little more. But I was also curious about this, who is behind this video. I would like to know as well and meet them.
Thank you. So, I think it is important for us to recognize is a very well produced video. Actually, it's beautifully produced, and it whoever made it has a good artistic sensibility. And obviously, I think maybe what I'm hearing from you, Luciana, is that this may not necessarily represent the Kogi Nation, because again, who can speak for them in such a way? But so let's now go beyond into just what it brings up for people. And I would love to. I'm going to read some of the comments from our audience, and then I'd love to hear from a few people what it's brought up for them. But I'm curious, Luciana, since you saw it a few days ago and you work with these people, what does it bring up for you?
Well, my immediate response was that I felt it was very disempowering, because actually the teachings from the Sierra have to do with the message that what Mother Earth is asking from us is for each of us to do our work. And the elder that I worked with has left us very specific tasks and spiritual work that we can do to really help relieve Mother Earth. And I think it would be a very interesting complement to this video to really empower people into doing what the Sierra is known to do, which has to do with what Mary was speaking earlier about the pagamentos and about relieving the imprint that we've left on Mother Earth due to our conflicts. And so I feel that there's a really big gap. It seems that what's happening in the world is very far beyond us. And what I've learned in the Sierra by being here is that it's all about us. And so I would just invite for us to bring that power back into ourselves, you know, to really call back that power to ourselves.
Beautiful. And just again, so everybody understands, Luciana is actually coming to us from Colombia, where she works with these indigenous people. Luciana, because I got knocked off my internet, I actually no longer have the little bio that you wrote up. You should be able to find it at the beginning of the chat box. So if you could post that in our chat room for people to know a little bit about you, that would be wonderful. And I want to bring Anna back on to say, Anna, what would you like to share? What does this video or your response or reaction to this evoke for you?
Well, I saw this video a few days ago also when it was shared with me, and then I went on to, speak to Mamo Senchina and the Habas and other Mamos as well as to their take of the message. The message is something that has been shared for a long, long time. But what holds true, and I agree with what was just said, is that the work is individual work. And that's exactly what they have been trying to share with people as they travel around the world to share their message on how to help Mother Earth heal. Yet they go away and they travel, they do the conferences, they do the healing circles and so on. But Mamo Senchina in particular, that just came back, says, I've traveled for many years to distant places, spoken to different organizations, communities, a lot of people that come together. I do my best to share the word that it begins with you, and we need to unite. We need to come together. It's not different organizations doing their own thing. It's us coming together to do the work, and I don't see that. He says every time that he travels and he goes back, he's disheartened because he doesn't see the teachings put into practice. So we go back to the responsibility that we each have to take in order to help Mother Earth. It's wonderful, as an example, the previous lady that shared with us that she's there and she's being taught specific things that need to be done, and she's doing it in order to help Mother Earth. And I think those are the teachings that they're trying to convey. We need more people to gather in order to learn all of that and put those things into action. The message from Mamo Senchina today is there is such level of separation, even in indigenous communities, that they need to also come together in order to do the work themselves and help us with the work that we need to.
Yeah, I mean, when I watch this, one of the things that comes up for me is how impossible it is for us to get our leaders to agree on anything. I mean, we can't even get our own country to agree on anything. And so the idea of all the leaders coming together and saying, oh yeah, okay, we're all on board, just doesn't seem realistic given our human condition and the current state of politics. Turn it over to the grandmothers. If the grandmothers were leading things, I would feel more confident in the ability for that to happen. I'm going to read a few comments from the audience, and if anybody really wants to speak, raise your hand and put in the chat box what you'd like to share. But Reverend Jeffrey, God bless him, always reminds us to unite behind a new source of energy, that there is zero pollution, 0 point energy. Susan writes, look at your community. How can you all become more resilient right where you are? Get to know your neighbors, become a community with awareness. Right on, Susan. Thank you. Doug writes, I've been writing about the eviction warning from the landlady since 2012. So it was a shock and a thrill, interesting choice of words, Doug, to hear this coming from the Koji Mamos. But I hear that, Doug, you've been getting a similar download for over 10 years now. And by the way, for those of you watching and you can't read in the chat box, Luciana, who we heard from, is a healer and teacher. She lives in the Sierra Nevada of Santa Marta, Colombia, not the Sierra Nevada here in the United States, but in Colombia. And she has apprenticed with a Kogi Mamo and received the mission from him to be a keeper of a nature preserve and peace center for 9 years, working with the awakening of new humanity. So Luciana, I'm going to just bring you on for a moment. I'm so grateful that you're here and that your connection from Colombia is better than my connection from the United States, from Ashland, Oregon. But thank you so much. And is there anything else you'd like to share about kind of your understanding of the message from the Kogi for us at this time, or how we can unite?
Yes, there were people asking about this on the chat, and I answered we need a little more time to go a little bit deeper into this. But the general idea is that we've left a negative imprint, and we need to restore. And there are some exercises that the Mamo left for us, and the main one was returning to nature, to understand the laws of origin, the universal laws that sustain life, because the origin of all of our planetary conflicts is because we've moved away from the universal laws that sustain life. And so as we move away from the laws that sustain life, the disorder starts to happen. And so when we asked him, well, what are those laws? Please tell us so we can go back. And he said, this is not something that any Mamo can teach. It's not something you're going to find in any book. But if you like to learn and bring the message of the laws back into the world, you need to learn them from yourself. And the place to learn about the laws is in nature. Nature is the place where the laws are alive. And so if you look at a tree and you feel the tree, like Mary's meditation was guiding us to do, thank you, very beautiful. This is what it's about. It's about becoming nature again and returning to nature to understand and really connect again with what it means to be in the interconnectedness of life. And this is what we've lost. And so there are some exercises to reconnect, because we're always connected, but we've forgotten about nourishing this connection. And so that's part of what I teach and share with people. So I'm welcome to share more with more time, because there's other people here that also have wonderful things to share. But I'd love to share more.
Thank you. And I think what I'd love to do is a whole show with you. We'll schedule a time to do a whole show together, because there are a few other things I want to cover tonight. But thank you so much for being here and your wisdom, and I just can feel your beautiful presence. Thank you. Sylvia, I see you had your hand up. I'm going to you for a moment. You're on, Sylvia. You're up.
Thank you. Especially Mary, for your meditation. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Because that was an experiential way forward for me. When I'm physically up to leaving the room where I'm staying, I habitually go and commune with trees. And part of that practice is chanting with them, like, no coming, no coming, no going. And as Luciana and Mary both said, being present in the heart of the mother
Beautiful.
is something that we all can do. I was a tree root in that meditation, and I was also leaning against a tree looking at the full moon.
Beautiful.
So
you,
I
Sylvia.
invite each of us to cultivate those practices for ourselves. And again, thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Sylvia. And yes, thank you, Mary, for that beautiful meditation. And for anybody coming in late, go back and listen to it. Of course, we'll provide the recording. It was a beautiful meditation, Mary. Thank you. Thank you. I want to read a few more comments and then we're actually going to move on. Diara writes, being outside as the light changes from day to night and night to day, soothes the body and mind and soul, watching nature for clues and cues as to how to live. Eleanor Joy writes, what Ian and I are doing are going out into the world each day with our to-do list and connecting heart to heart with others that we meet. And we've had some amazing results and stories coming from that. This is part of what it takes to help raise our consciousness. This is one aspect of helping to bring myself and others into their truth, which can help with healing Gaia. Andrew and Connie write, we have to trust the process of moving from lower vibration energies to higher frequencies and understand our individual responsibility to feed the collective consciousness with the higher frequency vibration to reach the tipping point to alignment with universal laws that live in nature and also within the human heart. Ellie writes, absolutely, we have strayed so far off course from what is natural, the natural order and balance. Dr. Laura writes, perhaps Unity Earth could hold regular mass meditations about the health of our dear Mother Earth. I do believe there are going to be more and more mass meditations taking place. And of course, we provide meditation twice a day, in the morning for the Twin Ray community, in the evening for all of us. I met with the Twin Ray yesterday, and they're going to expand the meditations. And starting next year, they're going to open up a whole new program open to everyone, where we all are going to be doing a lot of practices together. And you'll be learning a lot about that on the Awakening World over the next month. I want to move on. I see, Reverend Jeffrey, you have your hand up, but I want us to move forward because there are some other things I want us to cover. And I think a good transition is going to be a video from my good friends Claire and Mark Dubois. Claire created Tree Sisters, which has planted hundreds of thousands of trees all across the world. I'm going to try playing the video and see if it plays. If not, Omashar has it queued up, but let's see if it plays okay on my end. So Omashar, give me a thumbs up if it's working okay. I do have a question that I'd like to ask. Philosophically, we know that an illusion the separation is an illusion. Scientifically, we know it because we now know that we're all part of a quantum field of ever-changing molecules. But in the day-to-day minutia of it, it can get very heavy. And so for those who might be watching that really are struggling to believe in humanity coming back together, and are maybe struggling in the circumstances of their lives, do either of you have a thought or even a practice for yourself when you're hitting despair or even disillusionment?
Well, I mean, I left my organization last year because of severe burnout. And, you know, part of my burnout was I had been running the desecration of our planet through my nervous system for decades, because that was my version of being intimate with nature. And I didn't know how not to do that. And it's been an incredibly difficult process of how do I connect with nature when nature is being so harmed? How do I allow myself to feel fully without just feeling the pain? And so I've been deep in that inquiry around how do I heal myself without just going completely offline into la la land and becoming one of those people that I've despaired with who pretends like nothing's wrong, you know? So it's like, I think the first thing to acknowledge, like, this is a conundrum. Like, we're in a seriously large conundrum. And you know, Barbara Marx Hubbard, who I just will love forever, I bumped into her on an airplane, and she was asleep and I was crying because I'd just driven through Colorado, and for 5 hours I hadn't seen a single tree that wasn't dead or dying, and I was just in total despair. And eventually she woke up, and she grabbed my hand across the aisle, and she was like, "Claire, you're here." And I'm like, "Barbara, you're awake, thank God." And she was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, I can't hack it. I can't deal with this. And she said, "Claire," with those eyes like staring straight at me, "Claire, you have to find your intimacy with the evolutionary impulse." It was pure Barbara. And in that moment, I got this total transmission of, there is a vast intelligence that's holding the whole thing of which we are part. There is a huge wave that is carrying us through an evolutionary process. And my old spiritual teacher, who would say, trying to understand the workings of the universe with your mind is like trying to empty an ocean into a bucket using a spoon. And those two things like got me through. I was just like, okay, like my ego is taking this completely personally because I'm wedded to every living thing on this planet, but every living thing on this planet is also part of this continuum of energy. And I have no actual comprehension of the multidimensionality of our existence, of how this world is fluxing through time. Like, I can do an absolute number on myself with my mind, or I can focus on what is living, what is thriving, what is beautiful. And I think focusing on beauty is a profoundly healing gateway, stabilizing gateway, whether it's music or a flower or a hummingbird or the gesture of kindness, or, you know, tuning yourself to the frequency of the world that you want to experience as emerging is what Mark would call a through line. It's like a through line through the chaos of the rapids that we're in. It's like life isn't ultimately cruel and destructive. Life is consistently trying to evolve more life. Therefore, what do I want to hook my consciousness to? The destruction and desecration of everything, or the emergence of pure beauty and love and what human beings can be? Well, in order to do the latter, I need to find my own heart, and I need to find my own appreciation for beauty. And when I do that, then I can log on to the beauty of everything around me and hold on to that. And that's how I do it. I hold on to that, and I try and move myself through the world oriented to beauty, not in denial about what's going on, but I know that my nervous system tanks and my energy tanks if I hook in to the stress and the nightmare of it, rather than seeing this as part of our evolution. It has to be part of our evolution, or it wouldn't be happening. If we could be doing any better than we are right now, we would be doing better than we are right now. Therefore, this is as good as it gets for now. But what is emerging through us, which I think is what the Hollow movement is pointing to, is the emergence of something truer. That true unified field of love is trying to press through from the inside out. But what happens with love is it pushes the unlove out first.
Mhm.
So everything that is dissociated and fractured is coming to consciousness. And again, I don't see another way around that. So just like figuring out how you orientate your mind in it and then leading with your heart towards beauty is how I do it anyway.
I'll just add that, you know, being around Claire, the river that was my teacher and mentor that I fell in love with and spent years trying to save is gone. And it will not be able to again touch and transform people's lives as it did for me and the tens of thousands of people who visited that place. And being with Claire, she has been masterful at diving, not being in denial, but diving into the pain and letting that out, letting that pain alchemize her, letting her tears alchemize her, and coming out like a more fierce lioness at every turn. And the other elements for me is that, you know, again, it's something, Deborah, you said early on about all these people who are doing things. It's like, having had the privilege of working with, again, people around the world, what I know is in every single country, despite the economic and education status, there are souls working to change their world or themselves. And so to me, we can't see who are we becoming. We really are in the middle of this huge, great emergence. This holo movement is moving through all of life. And we get seduced by the media that tells us only the quote bad news, and how to not be in denial of that, and how to remember that we humans are bringing forth miracle and love and light, and we get to do it with joy. And as Claire said, we get to focus on the through line. So how to keep putting our heart's attention and living in integrity, aligning our genius with our heart's genius and knowing.
Mhm. I love those two. And originally the show was going to be watching videos from the past year, and I had actually pulled that because I thought it might be relevant for tonight, and it certainly is. I'm going to read a couple more comments, and then Ayada, let me know if you'd be willing to share about your comment about meditation, if you'd be willing to share it in person with the camera on you, otherwise I can read it. But Andrew and Connie, who we love, and I'm doing an entire show with them in January, so you're going to see more of Andrew and Connie on January, I think 24th, I think is the date. They write, it's been our job for all of creation to transmute the energies of fear, separation, and scarcity. And we've done a great job. Claire has expressed the process insightfully. And Doug pointed out something interesting when Dr. Laura was asking what has changed with Mother Earth. Doug pointed out that part of the change is that between the war in Ukraine, coronavirus, there's 30 wars, by the way, going on in the world right now. The mamas cannot travel safely to do their healing work everywhere where it might be needed. For the past 3.5 years, more war, more coronavirus, less healing puts a double strain on Mother Earth. It's an interesting point of view, Doug. Thank you. Dr. Laura writes, we simply must get rid of these greedy globalists and warmongers and boot them from leadership. I agree. Like I said before, if I could wave my magic wand, the grandmothers would be in charge. Last comment that I'll read, Ellie writes that she has the ability to work remotely with politicians and wildlife. She started working with Dick Cheney some years ago. Anyway, she goes into beautiful about the work that she's doing of working on an energetic level, doing remote healing on these leaders. So thank you, Ellie. That's a very, very beautiful offering of what you're doing. Thank you. And you mentioned Eden's mentor, Ariel. And we're going to actually show a video tonight of Ariel. Mr. Call video. Almost I was going to show that in a few minutes. Globally, but acts locally. And world. She first came to work for me as an actress a long time ago, many, many decades ago. And I've watched her grow from a young actress into a vital community leader in her own home city of Marin City. And she has really, I have so much respect for this woman. This is an example of someone who has dedicated her life to making her neighborhood, which has been a difficult neighborhood in many ways, really thrive, including creating the Marin City Arts Council. And so, Oshala, you know how much I love you, how much I respect you. Oshala also is one of the counselors at, for 11 years, my theater company that she was a big part of. We were very involved with Jane Fonda's ranch in Santa Barbara, Laurel Springs Educational Center. And Oshala was one of the main counselors and teachers there. So we go all the way back to, I think, 1980, something like that.
Yes.
A long time. So anyway, it is my pleasure to introduce really as an example of, okay, what can we do? We support people like Oshala. So Oshala, tell us about the Marin Arts Council. Give us a little history, and then I'll pull up the website and you can tell us what's happening and your exciting news, and then how we can support you.
Okay, so just a few little tweaks on what you're saying, Scott. It's MC Arts and Culture. And so just to MC Arts and Culture, not the Arts Council, although I do have a council of advisors, but the MC can stand for Marin City, it can stand for Marin County, it can stand for Master of Ceremonies, it can stand for Mistress of Ceremonies, it can stand for the DJ on the microphone. So I loved the take on Marin's on MC, because it can really mean a lot of things to a lot of people. And just you know, what the sister was saying before I came on about the focusing on the beauty of nature. Art is alchemy. It is taking something, a way that you're able to see what is around you and to create beauty out of it. I'm going to use, and I've used this before on your show, Scott, but it's just so perfect to what Claire was talking about. Lumumba was in San Quentin Penitentiary for 41 years. He went in when he was 17 and he came out when he was 58, something like that. But he was in there for a long time during a real dangerous time. And he became an artist in the penitentiary. And the pieces that he created were so beautiful. He did this, one of my favorite pieces is of this elephant, big old elephant, strong, powerful, right? Just queen and king of the savannah. And this elephant was walking on bed of flowers, right? Just kind of like skirting over the flowers. And to me, it just says so much of what was going on inside of his soul. As a way for him to escape was being able to see the power in himself. And that is sometimes what we have to do in order to create the world that we want to see, because there is so much beauty in the world, and even amongst all the craziness, there just is. All you have to do is look up at the sky or look at the rain falling down. So I know that you said talk about MC Arts and Culture, but that really is what MC Arts and Culture is about. We're a membership group of artists, of Black artists from the African diaspora. And this is all over the world. And actually a lot of people here in the United States don't realize how large the African diaspora is. And specifically, many people of African descent don't know that there's Afro-Iraqis, there's, African Chinese, there's African Nicaraguans, African Panamanians. And so we all come together, and I support the artists and bringing what they're bringing out into the world. And our physical location that we opened during COVID, and I said earlier, it was like a miracle because it was really started off as a pop-up. I didn't know how long the pop-up was going to be. It could have been 6 months. It could have been 3 months, but it ended up being 3 years. So when we were given our notice to vacate the premises last April, I had to decide, I had to make a choice of if I was going to continue to go, because there was no way that I was going to be able to carry a commercial rent. I knew I didn't want to do another pop-up because I didn't want to be that vulnerable. It was one thing to kind of go into it and you're just doing it as a pop-up, but another to then go into it with intentionality. So I asked myself and asked others that were around me, do we have enough community support in order to pay for a 3-year lease in the shopping center? And so that began a journey that began in that started in April. And I just signed the lease. It's a 35-page document. Just signed the lease with the help of a commercial real estate advisor. And we're moving in, and we're going to be reopening the MC Arts Gallery back up in the spring. And there's a big funding opportunity. It's called the participatory budget, which gives us an opportunity to apply. And it's like a vote. So it's kind of crazy in a way, but we're in the last round of that. And if we're able to get that funding, it's going to take a lot of pressure off of us, because that in order to create a place to be, a brick and mortar, people are first of all, people are just hungry for it, especially during COVID. When we opened right at 2020. And there were some people who were, we had people that were afraid to come outside, but even they, after several months, found their way down to the gallery, just a place to just be, really. And there's so much more I can say about it, but we work with the local school district. So we work with children all the way from 3. Our youngest artist is, or was 7. Now he's 11. And on our eldest artist is 80 now. So we have the full range of individuals expressing themselves through their art, but we also sell jewelry and incense and home purification items. So it's kind of a connection between Black culture and hippie culture, if we want to say. Crystals you can get there, incense, oils, shea butter, chocolate from Ghana, really good quality fabric, clothes. So anyway, that's just a little glitch, a little segment of what we're all about.
While you were talking, I did scroll through so people were able to see the photos of all your different artists. And I don't know if you can see because you're on a phone. So I'm going back to your website right now. There it is, MC Arts Gallery. And for those of you on Facebook, the website, I put the link, of course, into the Zoom room chat box. But for all of you watching on Facebook and our broadcast partners, the website is mcartsandculture.com. mcartsandculture.com. And I want to really encourage everybody to go to where it says contact on the far right, put in your name, like I'm doing right now, and your email address.
Thank you. I haven't been real good.
I'm really excited because they're going to start having farm to table events at the new location.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cool.
We're sourcing from farms in the local community. We have a lot of community gardens, and there's also a lot of farms in Marin County. We have local chefs, local entrepreneurs. And so we're combining all those aspects together and then having a beautiful space in the art gallery. And we have a baby grand piano. So we have a wonderful pianist that will be accompanying the evening. Will be candlelight. We're taking it, for those of you who have been to the gallery, you'll know that the gallery before, when it was just crazy, in terms of us, getting it up and being open, but now we're taking it to a whole nother level. So I'm excited. Everyone is really excited about this, and the farm to table, and just a lot of other things that we're doing. We're doing a lot of creation within the gallery, but it's open to all to be able to come. And we also have a book club, an audio book club, where we read relevant books. Like the last cycle, we were reading 1984 and The Kite Runner. So that's Afghanistan, 1984. That's pretty classic. And forgetting what the other book that we were reading. But anyway, so we read these relevant books to our time. Oh, yeah, and Kindred, written by Octavia Butler. We're having an Afrofuturism conference or symposium coming up also in the year, where we're looking at what are the possibilities moving forward of the African culture, whether from the continent or here in the Americas, has gone through what it's gone through, and it continues. But it's an absolutely amazing time to be alive, because at the crux of the most difficult is where that beauty is. That's how blues got created. That's how jazz was created. That's how so much art coming out of the community was created. And so we stand in that. We stand with the ancestors. We stand on the ancestors' shoulders. We know we stand on the ancestors' shoulder. Without their sacrifices, we would not be here. All of us would not be here.
That's
And
right.
so I stand, and I testify to the magic and the beauty of continuing the vision, and creating the vision even more as I add my vision and others add their vision. And and Scott, I've been connected to what used to be called the New Age movement, or now the Global Peace Tribe movement, or whatever movement you want to call it, but really just good people that have been, that I have intersected with in my community, and just really appreciate where you're coming from and what you're holding up. And and the gallery does intersect those two. So
Ursula, thank you so much. Thank you. I love you. I'm looking forward to coming to the new gallery, bringing some friends. For those of you in the Bay Area, once it opens around April, let's all go have a meal there. Let's go celebrate it. And stick around, because we're going to go right into a video that I think
hold on, Scott, before you go, share the link for the participatory budget for them to vote.
Oh, thank you. Okay, explain what
that's the big one. Okay, so Marin County, this really quick, Marin County has received $2.5 million that they're going to be, it's a vote process. And so now there's 24 organizations that have made it to the final round, and it's community voting. And so you get an opportunity to vote for those projects. You can vote up to 7, and the MC Arts Gallery, the place to be, is one of them. And Scott is now pulling up the link, or putting it in the chat. Okay, he did that. So please, if you live or work in Marin, I humbly or boldly request that you vote for us, because it will make a real big difference. And so I appreciate your vote in advance. Thank you.
So everybody, watch how I'm doing it. Go to the link that I put into the chat box, and you'll see right here it says Marin County participatory voting, okay, participatory budgeting, and go down where it says vote today, which I'm about to do. I'm clicking vote today, and there we go. We're going to start. Oh, I do not have a voting code.
Yeah. It's going to ask you. It's going to take about 5 minutes, everybody.
Okay.
So you might not be able to do it on this call.
Okay.
But because they had to vet people just so that people just can't, aren't anybody from anywhere voting. It has to be Marin residents so if you can, like I said, I request that you take 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes if you want to vote for others as well. I encourage you to vote for 7 projects that move you, that move your soul, because in these times we can all do a lot because it's us coming together as a collective. Yes,
Beautiful.
indeed. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Oshala, for the amazing work you're doing. And we'll do another show in April or May once you're up and running. I know
Yes.
Christy Michaels is in Zoom right now watching. So Christy and Lori
Hi,
Grace
Christy.
and a few others will come and visit you.
Indeed, Christy's been there many times. Yes.
Yeah, she's in the Zoom room and she wrote something, but she doesn't have her camera
Yeah,
on.
I put the link, the voting link up.
Thank you,
because-
Christy.
Yeah, and I've been promoting it to all my friends. So if you know anybody who lives in Marin, send them an email and give them this link and tell them to vote. They have until the 29th at 5 p.m. and $250,000 is a significant grant. And believe me, these folks deserve every penny of it for the outstanding. When you see the art on the website, there's still the gallery where you can see all the photos of the different artists. Oh my God, the art will blow your mind. It's fabulous. I don't know why my camera's not working. My camera
Try
doesn't.
turning it off and turning it on.
But
there's your
yeah,
picture.
and Scott.
Yeah,
and Scott
I'm live and I've got my camera pointed at me, but for some reason, I don't understand why my camera's not working.
But everything, Christy, thank you so much for that. But Scott, as we're moving on, everything while we're closed until we reopen in April, right now we're working as we speak on everything that is going to be in the gallery will be online. This is an opportunity, not that you're going to stop shopping at Amazon, right? But we're, maybe some of you have already, but this is an opportunity to shop local. We do have a concierge service. So we have a delivery, where you can, we're working with UPS to get what you order from the gallery to your place of domicile as soon as possible, like usually within 3 to 5 days or sooner. So I would say in the next month, we'll send out, put yourself on the mailing list, and then I'll let you know, and you'll be on our newsletter. So you'll know, and you'll be able to shop at the gallery. Some of the best chocolates, I'm telling you, we sell in the gallery. Seriously.
Oshala, I've got to move on.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I love you so much.
Love you too, Scott. Bye-bye.
And
Take care.
Oshala is a perfect example of someone who does everything with love. And since we aren't going to be able to show all the videos I had planned, here is a short video with music by Johanna Beekman, and photos of some of our favorite people, including Oshala.
Love, 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 love. Love is everything. Love is everything. Love, 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 love.
Toasty.
Love, love, thing. Love is everything. Love is everything.
And I so respect Oshala, Luciana, Anna, the people we've heard from today, Mary. Clearly, they're doing it all with love. And I think each and every one of you are as well. And that's really one of the big messages of the awakening world, is for us to do everything with love. And I'm so grateful as this year begins to come to a close for all the people that do everything with love that have been on our show, all of the presenters. I've lost track of the hundreds and hundreds of presenters, but I want to give you some advance notice about who's coming. On our very first show of January, which will be a week from tonight, Wednesday night, January 3rd, we're going to have live with us John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and Catherine Woodward Thomas, who is the author of Conscious Uncoupling, also wrote a book about how to finding the one. And they're two of the great relationship experts. And they're both going to be on the show together. We're going to have a very dynamic conversation about relationship. I'm also really excited that I got word a few days ago that Marianne Williamson is going to come back and be on The Awakening World. We're working on a date sometime in late January or early February. Marianne will be back with us. And of course, she's running for president. So we're moving forward with booking some amazing people. And yes, Mark Sims is going to come back. I saw him in Las Vegas. We were at the Stairway to the Stars concert, or not concert, Stairway to the Stars conference. And there's kind of his coming back into this world. He had taken a big hiatus, but he said that he would like to come back on the show again. We had a big hug. His dog and my dog played with each other. So we've got a lot of wonderful things planned. And it's really important for everybody to help grow our audience. So, those of you in the Zoom room, you're, of course, subscribers for this recent season that's ending. This is our second to the last show of this season. And I'll show you what's coming up on Saturday night. Saturday night, we're going to go out with a bang. Look at all the amazing people we've got lined up for our final show of 2023. Raquel Spring, our favorite astrologer. Swami Beyondananda, giving his unique predictions for the future. Kimberly Meredith, our amazing healer. Alex Santiago, a new friend who is a psychic, will give predictions. It's such a big show, I need two co-hosts. So I've got both Kristen Hoffman and Alan Steinfeld as my co-hosts. Piper Dellums will be with us. She's creating a video using one of Kristen's songs just for our show. David Garshon, the creator of Peace by 2030. Reverend Retta Morgan is going to be with us. And a new musical guest, a good friend of Kristen's, Kelly Love Jones. So we've got a really amazing show. And as I look at all those faces, I'm really grateful to see all the different ages, different cultures. And that's really continues to be my big commitment, to try and really have, some of the older generation, people like Marianne and Sean Gray, but the next generation like Oshala, and certainly Raquel Spring, Kristen Hoffman, our next generation leaders. And then even younger than that, bringing in more and more people that are in their 20s and 30s. But it is important for all of you to support us. So if you haven't registered for the new season yet, please do so. I'll put that in the chat box in a moment. And for those of you watching on Facebook, join us. Again, come to globalpeacetribe.com. In other words, go to your website, do it right now. Go to globalpeacetribe.com. And when you get there, it's really easy. Just click where it says register for the new season. And while you're there, you can learn all about us. We have a YouTube channel with a lot of our best shows. And then click register for the new season. That'll take you to our registration page. There's our poster for the upcoming season. Those are all people that are going to be on our shows. Most of those are people who will be co-hosting with me. People like Tangela, Eden Amadora, Louisa Stowe, Deborah Giusti, all these people that we love, Chief Phil Lane. We do a meditation every night, 6:30 p.m. free of charge. So come to our meditations. This is last week's show. We did that amazing show where we all went to Dharamsala with a number of evolutionary leaders, my friends from the Evolutionary Leaders Network. And then, of course, we had our big Holy Day party last Saturday night, which was a great show. If you missed it, definitely watch the replay. I sent that out today to all of our Zoom room members. And for those of you who haven't registered yet, register now. All of you new people watching, register and join us. You'll get the Zoom room links to all of our shows for the first 3 months of March. Plus, you get the replays every Monday or Tuesday. We send out the replays, and you'll get special discounts on kind of the main things that our Global Peace Tribers offer. And we will have 1 or 2 retreats in 2024, probably one up in Ashland, probably one in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm hoping to do one on the East Coast in Asheville, North Carolina. So those are some of our plans. And as most of you know, I'm currently in Ashland, Oregon. I'm in the home of the sanctuary of the Twin Ray. And I spent a couple of hours with them yesterday, just the three of us chatting, and I asked if I could record a little message. So here is a message from Shekinah Ma and Sananda Ji, recorded yesterday for you. I'm with the beloveds, here they are.
Hello, sweet family of light. Blessings, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the wonderful celebrations that are going on right now.
Yes, and welcome to this new year of 2024.
Yes.
It's so profound to be in this moment of history together, and we all co-create and collaborate and create greater alliances this year of prophetic transformation, truly. And we are all here together to fulfill many great prophecies that are coming to fruition. And so thank you for being a part of this awakening world. We love you, we send so much joy, and there's going to be some times where we have to gather deeper and closer together to really know what family really means.
Yes, this is a time to really hold hands so closely, hold hearts, and know that everything that's coming is only truly for the good of all. It's a little bit walking through the fire, but we're going to get there, and we know it, and we have absolute faith and trust in you. We thank you and love you for all the work that you're doing collectively and internally, being a part of this awakening world.
Yes. Love you, blessed
love
be.
you, beloveds, blessed be.
Thank you so much. It's really quite a joy to be with them, and what a blessing. All right, I think we are going to wrap it up with a closing meditation from my friend Kalina. You've seen her on the show several times. You know, it's the holiday season, and as we are preparing for the new year, a lot of what the Twin Ray and really so many of the presenters we have on the show talk about really releasing our pain of the past, letting go of our attachments. And inevitably, many of us might have hurts. We may have things that happened to us this year that were painful, where we got hurt, or we hurt other people. And this is a good time for forgiveness. So I'm going to play a video from Kalina, which is her meditation on forgiveness, and then we'll conclude with an Om Shar song. I certainly maybe all practice the power of forgiveness. And here we go with Kalina, who I've really grown so fond of. She's a very, very special soul, as are all of you and all of the people we have on the show. So anyway, let's all do some forgiveness practice, shall we?
So what I'm going to do, so everybody knows, is I'm going to be saying some intentions. I was gifted this at 3:33 in the morning one night, and I tried it on myself until like 7 in the morning and did everyone because it really works. So I'm going to be saying some intentions out loud. I'm going to walk you through this. You need to repeat them out loud, okay? You're going to need to close your eyes and see the person that you're addressing in your mind's eye or your imagination, okay? You're going to need to feel any emotions that come up with the intention as we're walking through this. And you need to say the intention out loud in the vibration of love. That is so important. We don't say it in anger ever, okay? Okay, so everybody take a deep breath. This is true forgiveness through the Sacred Heart. This is my Mary Magdalene work. Okay, now say that person's name out loud, because you're calling their energy to you. And say out loud, I see you. Good. I want you to see them in your mind's eye or your imagination standing before you. This time I want you to see them with the divine God spark in their heart. See them for who they truly are. for all children of God. See that illuminating spark in their heart expanding as you're looking at them. You're going to go through a tunnel, and in this tunnel, as you're seeing them, it's the tunnel of all of the stuff they've created themselves to be in lifetimes. That's not truly who they are. And as you're going through, that is coming off, and the tunnel is getting lighter and lighter. And at the end of the tunnel, they're standing there in their organic nature as that divine being of light, that Christed luminescence, the God being that they are, that you are. A lot of people get emotional at this point because they never looked at that person in that way. I want you to see that person as either the God, mother, or father, the divine mother or father they were supposed to be for you in this lifetime. Kayana medieroshna unamaya. I feel you. Go ahead and say that. Everyone says it out loud. I want you to see and feel yourself giving them a big hug. You're hugging them with no conditions, no expectations. All of that's let go. Hugging them with open heart. No judgment. Nayara ura namyanas naya naya. We are all one. They are same as you are. Hug them in love, connecting your heart and feeling that ray of love. Feel your hearts connecting. The ray of love, the twin ray. It is one ray of love consciousness. I forgive you. Say that out loud. So I want everyone to forgive that person for any pain, trauma, or events they may have caused you in this lifetime or any other time, space, reality. It does not serve your highest and greatest good. It does not serve Gaia, and it does not serve the collective consciousness. You're releasing this for yourself and your family lineage. Some of you may still start feeling a release on you in different areas of your body. Just let it go. Say this out loud. I release all karmic ties with you, past, present, and possible future. I feel a lot coming off of all of you. Okay. I'll repeat out loud. I send you love. I want you to see and feel that pink unconditional love from your sacred heart, and see and feel yourself sending that love directly to their heart. It's up to them if they receive it or not. We cannot force it. I release you and I let you go. Say that out loud. I want you to see yourself walking away from that person, walking away from any behaviors, patterns, conditions, expectations, criticisms, judgments, pain, trauma events. As you're walking away, everything is dissipating. You feel this coming off of you. Confrontation is coming off. And this is between both parties, and all lifetimes. And you realize that that which is coming off was not yours when you were birthed here. It's kind of programmed and placed upon you, but it was still yours because you need to release it. And because we're all one. And that's all coming off. I feel it coming off. Just give it all to God. Let it go. And I want you to claim this now. I want you to say, I am divine source. And you're going to feel your energy shift with that. I'm feeling a lot of you, your energy is shifting, and your chi, your prana is woof. I am sovereign. I am free. Allow all the energy to disconnect from you now. Okay, at all levels, also levels, all lifetimes, all universes, all galaxies. And I want you to also say, I forgive myself. There we go. Kayana era and nimera an erishna urchand erski hefiro una era kakaka uchnda emor amor haya. Release. Let everything go. It does not serve your highest and greatest good. Take a deep breath.
Beautiful space, continuing to breathe, coming back. By the way, I want to give some acknowledgement to Connie and Andrew. Connie, who does the video editing. Oftentimes when we have a show, I say, God, I really want to have an edit of that clip of Kalina, for example. Connie is who does that for us, so thank you, Connie. And may we carry on this spirit of forgiveness, the spirit of doing everything with love, and conclude this beautiful, powerful show the best way possible with an Om Shar song.
It's by thy grace that I see. It's by thy grace that I see. It's by thy grace that I see your holy name. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel your holy name. Someday the day shall come when all the glory shall be thine. People will say it is yours, and I shall deny, not mine. It's by thy grace that I see. It's by thy grace that I see. It's by thy grace that I see your holy name. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel your holy name. Someday the day shall come when all the glory shall be thine. People will say it is yours, and I shall deny, not mine. Allah, Jehovah, Brahma, Sada, Namaha. 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 Peace to all, life to all, love to all. Peace to all, life to all, love to all. Peace to all, life to all, love to all. And peace to all, life to all, love to all. Peace to all, life to all, love to all. Your holy name, your holy name, your holy name, your holy name. It's by thy grace that I see. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I know your holy name. Okay, everybody sing. to all, life to all, love to all, peace to all, life to all, love to all, peace to all, life to all, love to all, peace to all, life to all, love to all. Your holy name, your holy name, your holy name, your holy name, your holy name.
Nothing else to say. Song says it all, Amashar. Says it all. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please do join us on Saturday night. It's going to be quite the extravaganza. Kristen Hoffman and so many of our friends, and most of all you. See you then. Have a great few days. Take care, everybody. Good night.